darling, rest, yeah, I'll make you a believer. Baby, come away from the window, I don't want you to see it. All the things that you might see.
Bus here as well. It's the Golden Thread Gallery. We have two exhibitions on. One of them opened last week called Disconnected, and the other one that's on tonight is called No Ball Games. I think I haven't actually seen it yet, but it's related to work that they do specifically around peace line areas. They do a lot of work on it. So I'm going to have a look, so I don't know what to say yet.
You know, we were just saying that there's not a lot to do nowadays. You know, like, you have to go to a club really to socialise in Belfast, and you know, this is something different, and you know, it is enjoyable. Like, you can find your enjoyment in it. You know, in some way, even if you're not an art fan, you know, there's always, like, it is entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, it's just seeing different things.
Yeah.
You were saying in here that you like that piece over there.
Yeah, I just, like, I don't really know the first thing about art, but I have tried a bit of painting, you know, just in the house, and I noticed this one, there's a lot of very clashing colours there, but they've managed to, like, blend it together, and it's not too intense, it's not too rigid. You know, yeah, and it's done in a way that I've never really thought about doing before, like, so it's something different as well. It'd be nice to have something like that in your house.
It's important to have my
Yeah. Well, you can do more with it if it's fine, I think. You know, because you can make it your own, really. A blank canvas, I suppose. But yeah.
Can we talk about your piece? Sure. Don't talk about Jesus.
Oh, here we go. Make a holy show myself.
No, it's brilliant. I love it. Go on. Let's come down.
Okay. Oh, very good. You are going to edit, obviously.
No.
Yes, yes.
Very alive.
So all living and present artists.
Just about moving.
Yeah.
Your piece that you had with the little lights.
Yeah.
The first time I did it, I couldn't figure out how to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
I was kind of going on. It's fake interaction. There's something, but then I realised no, the buttons are on the back of it.
Yeah.
And I suppose what I got, and I know I was talking to you about this the other night, was, to me, it's that landscape in the darkness, and it's, to me, the thing being disconnected. It was being disconnected from electricity, and then getting your electric and getting your torch and be able to see things, and then this kind of celestial.
Yeah. Well, this is the second time I've shown this piece, and I've shown it differently each time. The first time I showed it was for a solo show in Derry, in the Context Gallery. That was in October 2010, and the veins that kind of come out of the roof were along the floor, and in a way I kind of felt that it needed to be elevated or something, or kind of come from above, you know. And I suppose a lot of the work that I've made in recent times have kind of come from a journey I took in 2004, I went to a place called Valentine in Nebraska, and a lot of the kind of work I've been doing is kind of around ideas about kind of the fracturing of everyday existence that happens, and maybe it happens in, I suppose, in different ways. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, Maurice Doherty's work is like the girl smashes the glass, and in my day then I hear it as I work, you know, or whatever, like, but anyway, so this piece is kind of coming from that journey, and it was like myself and my friend were driving through Nebraska at night, like, and it's dead flat, and it's really boring, you know, and it's really scary, like it's like a horror movie, you know, landscape, and anyway, as it turns out, we saw 2 UFOs.
You didn't tell me that before.
It's true, totally true. And you know, we saw 2 UFOs anyway, and the 2 of us were just like, oh my Jesus, what was that like? And it's in the middle of nowhere, and like I say this to people and they think I'm mad, and
So
that's
it wasn't
fine.
celestial, it was
Extraterrestrial.
extraterrestrial. That's okay.
In fact, I don't know what it was. All I know is whatever it was. And like, you know, like my boyfriend kind of goes, Deirdre, you know, are you sure like that's what you saw? And I'm like, yeah, I saw that. I know what I saw. Like, but it was like a classic B-movie kind of structure. You know, like it was basically a bright oval light with a beam coming out of it. You know, and so, and I was going to Valentine because of a chance encounter with a friend of mine that I used to travel with years ago, and we were like spinning around, and we pointed on a map as a place you would go someday for no reason other than you pointed on a map. And so I pointed at Valentine, Nebraska, and so I went to Valentine, Nebraska, and on the way had this very bizarre encounter, and when I was there had an even more bizarre encounter, because Valentine, Nebraska was not some, because I kind of, it was almost like a romantic pilgrimage or something, and I was kind of imagining this kind of like, and I didn't want to know anything about the place, and I kind of imagined this place, you know, and arrived, and it was actually really quite boring and awful, you know, and the only kind of real the big deal about Valentine, Nebraska is that once a year the American postal system gets redirected through Valentine, Nebraska. And so anyway, basically a lot of the work I've been making has kind of come from this journey, and although it's kind of like, you know, for me it was fact, for other people it's madness or fiction, do you know what I mean, like, but for me it was fact, so I know what I was saw anyway. And so yeah, so basically this work kind of comes from that, and kind of ideas around, I suppose, the power of love, or the power of kind of you know, that kind of, yeah, the kind of love power, man. and so the little searchlights are kind of so that you can kind of interact with somebody on the other side of the glass who you can't really see, and you can kind of maybe, I don't know, find each other or something. And I suppose it's kind of like
Searching for love.
yeah, it's kind of like yeah, it's like a journey or something, you know. So I don't know.
No, that's fine. And what would Belfast be like without the Golden Thread?
I think Belfast would be missing something really beautiful without the Golden Thread. I mean, one thing that I really like about here is that there's a genuine ethic around its connection with the people of Belfast, and a connection with, you know, a sincere kind of relationship with why projects and, you know, art is important in the city, you know, and we do a lot, like, I mean, we do a lot of stuff. No, we're not. Like,
believe it.
Yeah,
Comes from
really,
your heart.
really, you know, and like, I mean, it's really nice, you know, there's nobody here with like a big ego who's kind of like wanting to go, no, your idea is rubbish, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, everyone kind of sits down and we talk things through, and if I think something's like a really bad idea, I'll say, I think that's a really bad idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if somebody else thinks something's a really bad idea, they'll say it too, you know? And it's like, but we work things through, and, you know, have a kind of interest in, you know, because like a lot of the people who work here are also artists. So, you know, they're coming from an artistic kind of pursuit, having kind of found themselves into a pursuit of making, curating or directing or making projects happen, or finding money to make projects happen. And as well as that, one thing that I think, you know, we do that's quite nice is that we support artists. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, we try and make projects that support the artists and support like them in many different ways. Be it, you know, inviting artists to kind of show for the first time, having come out of college, and having an audience that they might not normally have had. And yeah, and just
Would you
it's lovely.
any news from Ben in New York?
Ben in New York, the art fair
Yeah.
is going really well, and he's really enjoying the art fair experience. I'm not so sure he's enjoying the housing situation. It's very particular.
He's a bit worried about going to. He's in the Arts Council flat, I believe, in New York. They've taken Alan Hughes and Sarah Grievu's art over to the New York The Art School,
Yeah,
the art fair.
yeah.
So
And it's like, I mean,
I'd just
apart
be
from-
happy to be doing
we're the
that.
only people, we're the only gallery from Northern Ireland who's there. Do you know what I mean? And we're the only gallery from Northern Ireland who's taken kind of artists to. I mean, like we were in the London Art Fair recently as well, and you know, there was I think it was 7 or 8 artists went to that, and it's an opportunity, I suppose, as well for artists to kind of get a bit of kind of exposure internationally, you know.
connecting that into the
You know, and possibly make some sales. But I mean, essentially, maybe a curator from Timbuktu
Very important.
might say, I saw Alan Hughes' stuff in New York, loved it, and we'd like to come to Timbuktu for an exhibition. How you doing, Mary? All right.
All right.
Are you are you with this motley crew?
I'm just filming in the back. I'm only taking for guys her. It's so new to you know.
Yeah.
I'm only like learning about galleries,
Cool.
late night art.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Obviously, you know, you need to be left wild.
We're doing a master's over in the art college, so I've been in here, did a few presentations before. And that's it, it's been done. I've been in for a few of the exhibitions. Yeah, I like the one with the fish and wire and the flags. We're all doing a master's in architecture, so it's very architectural. Pardon? Yeah, no, I didn't know the artists. Okay.
And would you go around? Would you do the tour a lot, or would you go around?
Maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So we'd just sort of once get a grip of this, so we'd never really go around a moment. The odd time with my little sister, she was big into art as well. So sort of, it's nice to get out and get to see some of the.
And where have you been before here?
This is the first day, so we just came straight from college. So,
And are you going to Queen Street police station? There's a thing in the police station tonight. Yeah.
I want to go over towards along North Street and a few other places over there and stuff.
Yeah, the platform and the Queen platform. Yeah, the police station, they have installations and stuff as well.
Okay, very good.
And is the beer important?
It's the essential part.
Oh, you say that's he
That's
perked
the
up.
best. That's the best installation.
He perked up. He perked up when he talks about beer.
That's the saddest one.
I've just been watching this film that Nicholas Keogh made about blue bottles and another one about Slaters, and the music is just so good. I just sat there for about 20 minutes and it just made me laugh. I enjoyed it very much. And again, it's strange and other, and I think that's what the Golden Thread does best. Then I'm blessed.
Guys are all Golden Thread actually publishes a lot of books about their exhibitions as well. Exhibitions, which I think it's got a very specific skill set. Sorry, we're just going to say cheerio.
Oh,
I'll see you later.
cheerio!
We never have kept a connection.
I don't even know. I'm glad I've kept the connection, and sometimes I feel that the connection, there's a difference. A big gap, and I feel unworthy sometimes. And other times I think, no, I'm going to be there. I'm going to go and see. I'm going to be fine. Yeah.
You guys go like some freaky twins from
Very humble.
from Great Humble.
No, I can't.